All right, team, how we doing? This is Coach Dana Cavalea coming at you with the Becoming a Champion show, where we are all about inspiration, motivation, and encouragement to move you along your high performance journey. And today, I want to talk to you about something special, and that something special is how to work like a winner. I'm assuming that everybody's looking to improve how they work in terms of the results, in terms of the time that they're spending on their work. And today I want to talk to you about what it takes to work like a winner. So I always say there's winners and there's losers. What is a winner? Well, as it relates to your work, a winner is somebody that controls their schedule. A winner is somebody that dominates their schedule. A winner is somebody that knows exactly what they have to do in order to get a desired result. Now, that sounds like something that many people would desire to be, and it's also a way in which many would desire to work. But we also have to talk about losers, because if we're going to talk about winners, on the other side is a loser, and a loser is somebody that has no control of their schedule. They're constantly giving their time away. That's number one. Number two, a loser is somebody that prioritizes their work over everything and everybody else. That's also a loser. And number three, a loser as it relates to work is somebody that has no system. They're just chasing an outcome. Some of them are also just chasing a feeling. Some losers are just chasing a feeling. When I do this, I feel this way. And they don't even consider the cost to themselves, to their work, and to everybody else that's in their life as a result of them working like a loser. So enough loser talk. We want to talk about being a winner. That's what this show is all about. So what do we do? How do we go about working like a winner and building a winning life through our daily efforts as it relates to our work and where we put our time? And first, I want to talk to you about this. This was a great statement I heard from somebody, and they said, a system will beat a goal every time. A system will beat a goal every time. So think about what a goal is. A goal is saying, hey, I'm going to cast this out and I want to do this. I want to achieve this. This is what I want to achieve. That's casting a goal. And then you just do whatever you think is right, or do whatever you have to do in order to achieve that goal. That's chasing a goal. Now, people that understand a system or what a system does, you think about a franchise, right? A franchise is nothing more than a system, and you follow the system, and the system historically has been proven to yield a result. Most people have no system, so they're guessing at the result that they're going to achieve. Now, if you have a system, the system, when worked day in and day out, will always have a yield. And if it's the right system made up of the right components, the yield will be positive, making you a winner, making you somebody that achieved the desired outcome and goal. But you're not just chasing the goal, you're using a system to get to the goal, as opposed to just this sporadic spray approach, giving time away, showing up here, hoping this works, hoping that works. So for most people, a system is not as fun. A system is not as sexy because it's monotonous. Working a system is boring in terms of working the system, but what isn't boring is the results that it yields. Whereas chasing a goal is saying, hey, I get to do whatever I want today, basically, and in hopes that I achieve what it is I desire at the end of the rainbow. And most of the time, it doesn't work like that. Now, there is that period of time where there is some guesswork as you're putting your system together. What works, what doesn't work, what works, what doesn't work, what works, what doesn't work. That's a time where you're trying to figure it out. But we have to start testing these activities and these things. And those things and those actions and those behaviors that show favor in terms of their outcome over a 4 to 8 week period, sometimes up to 12 weeks of testing, they make our system cut. They get to become a part of our system. So I always tell everybody that I coach this. You have to test things. Don't just say, oh, I read in a book, therefore I do it, and it's going to work for me. That's not true. You have to always be testing. Always, always, always be testing. When I do this, what was my outcome? When I do this, what was my outcome? And don't try to test too many things at one time, or you won't know what is yielding the outcome that you desire. So it's really important to test, but we have to test one thing at a time. So let's relate it to physical training. Okay, I want to lose 15 pounds. Okay, I'm going to cut starchy carbohydrates out of my diet for 12 weeks. 12 weeks, starchy carbohydrates, white flour, and sugar out of my diet. What happened? Here's week 1. Here's week 12. Was the outcome favorable? Did I get the goal that I desired? Yes. Perfect. Okay, now let's test something as it relates to our work. Typically, I work 70 hours a week, 60 hours a week. Okay, for the next 10 weeks, I'm actually going to cut 1 hour of work out of my day-to-day or out of my week-to-week and see if that affects my results positively or negatively. And for some people, they may go from 70 hours to 60 hours and say, wow, my work quality has improved. My focus has improved. I feel more energized and less fatigued. Okay, that's a positive. Let me keep going. Let me go from 60 to 50, 50 to 40. And you'll start to find that sweet spot, that magic spot of how many hours you need to work in order to get the yield that you want. Very, very important. So we always have to be testing. So many of us come into things with these ideals. This is how it is. This is what it is. This is just how it is. And that's not true. A lot of these ideals have been passed by others onto us, and we've adopted those as our norms. But that's not true. We have to always be testing, and that's what winners do. When you study the routines, habits, and behaviors of high-performance athletes, you see them work. When I see them work, when I got a chance to watch Derek Jeter work every day and Mariano Rivera work every day and A-Rod work every day, I saw a system at work that didn't have a lot of crap in it. They knew exactly what they had to do to get the performance yield and outcome that they desired. And that's all they did. They did not work and work and work and work and work and work because they knew exactly what they had to do to get the outcome. And that's what we need to start doing. So many today, even with what's gone on in terms of the pandemic and COVID and all this, they've allowed themselves to just keep working, and they're unable to trace how and why they get the outcomes that they get, either positive or negative. And that is because they don't have a system. You see, people that have a system, COVID could hit, a pandemic could hit, anything could hit. They just continue to work their system. There may be a little tweak here and there, but for the most part, the pre-pandemic system and the post-pandemic system are pretty much identical, and the results should be as well. So too many times we're adapting ourselves to goals and to outcomes when in fact we should have a system that works and works and works, and it gets us to our outcome. That's how you work like a winner. I want to give you a couple other tips today real quick. Working like a winner. Number one, you have to have a clear start and a clear stop to your day. I can't tell you how many people I talk to that feel that they have to log in after dinner. Crazy. That's crazy. You have to have a clear start and a clear stop to your day. There's no logging back in. You log out and you're done. And then you start your recovery and get yourself prepped for the next day. But you can't be logging out and then logging back in. That's not a winning activity, and it's going to burn you out over time. Let's say you log in for an extra hour 5 days a week. That's an extra 20 hours a month, and that's over 240 hours for the year just logging back in. It's not a good system. It's a bad strategy, and it will, again, drain your energy, and that's not what we want. The other thing is this emotional feeling that we always have to be on and we always have to be working, or we are falling behind. Remember, if you have the right system and you have the right belief system, you're not falling behind. Actually, those that are working all the time are falling behind. You're actually gaining energy, recharging, recovering, and ready to come back with extreme clarity and passion for what it is that you do, and excitement because you have the energy component that somebody that's on all the time does not have. And lastly, you have to keep in front of you what your main objectives are. What are your main objectives? And I always talk about the big 3 to big 5. The big 3 to big 5 make up most of your system. But these 3 to 5 things that I have to do every day, my 3 to 5 most important things that I have to do every day, we got to keep those front and center. When we work them over and over and over and over again, we get the performance yield and the outcome that we desire. So that is how winners work. They keep right in front of them their main priority. They may come into a day and say, hey, what's my most important thing? 1 to 3 things max that I have to get done today. They keep that in front of them. Boom. They do it, and then they're done. They can get some extra little things done, but for the most part, those 1 to 3 things, when they get those done, they start to see a very high performance yield. So it's important to keep in front of us the most important things, because not every activity is yielding the results that you desire. So pick your activities wisely, spend your time wisely, and remember, there's a reason why winners win, and it's not because they're chasing a goal. It's because their system is working to get them towards the goal and the outcome that they desire. That's my message for you today, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, I always ask you, please share it with your coworkers, share it with your friends, give us a like on iTunes, give us a comment, 5 stars if you liked it, and help us build our team of champions. That's what this is all about, being around winners, helping each other win, and as a result, we all win. That's what this is all about. So this is the Becoming a Champion show, and I hope you enjoyed it. I have a webinar coming out this Wednesday. It's going to be live. Make sure you register the March 24th. It's on dominating Zoom and virtual meetings. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to give you practical tips on how you could win virtual meetings, present yourself, show up your best, build a system around how to show up, and most importantly, get the desired results that you want from Zoom and other virtual meetings. So I have that. And also make sure you get on the daily blog at danacavalea.com. It's a 60 to 90 second read every morning, Monday through Friday, to get you fired up and ready to attack and compete for your day. You got to win the day. You got to win today. So this is Coach Dana Cavalea, and I'll see you next week. See ya.